Hello, I'm Sean Scott. I'm an elder law attorney here in Pinellas County. Today I'd like to talk to you about something very important, probably one of the most important things that we should all do as we age. The concepts that I talk about here are something I call roadmaps and co-pilots. A roadmap is something that helps us get from where we are to where we need to be, gives us directions along the way, points out the things that we need to know, and gives us little road signs as to what needs to happen. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about today was the issue of a co-pilot. You see, a co-pilot is somebody that takes over in the event that the pilot loses capacity. The concept of a co-pilot here is that you are your pilot right now. You are flying your own airplane. You are the person who's in charge. But what happens should something intervene in that situation, take away that ability, render you incapacitated? Now, this can happen from a lot of different ways. It can be as sudden as a stroke or as progressive as something like Alzheimer's disease or memory loss. Now, these types of things will render you unable to fly your airplane, unable for you to manage your own affairs. You need to have a co-pilot appointed in order to step in and take control in the event that you cannot. If you don't do that, what happens is the court system gets involved and appoints a guardian for you. A guardian is basically a court-appointed co-pilot. You can avoid that process, which is oftentimes expensive and lengthy in time and emotionally difficult as well for the family, by telling us who you want to be your co-pilot. Now, there are two different types of co-pilots that I deal with primarily. One is what we call a health co-pilot, known as a healthcare surrogate, and the other one is a financial co-pilot, known as a durable power of attorney. Durable power of attorney, in my opinion, from what I do and as a professional elder law attorney, is this: one of the most, if not the most important legal document that you can have. If you do not have a durable power of attorney, quite frankly, you absolutely need to have one. Because what this allows us to do is it allows us to appoint that person to be in charge, to take the controls of your airplane in the event that you cannot fly it. Now, a lot of my clients have a problem with this. They say, well, I don't want to give up control. I don't want to be the person that this lets go, and I don't want somebody else taking over. The power of attorney does not let somebody take over while you have the ability to still manage your own affairs, to still fly that airplane. What it does, though, is it creates a copy of you. It creates somebody else that can be you in the event that you cannot. We never plan for that. We never think that that's going to ever happen. But quite frankly, it can, and you need to have a plan in place before the event happens. Another thing for you to think about on the power of attorney, I oftentimes talk with my clients and I discuss, or I use the analogy of a car. I think all of us have always lost our keys, or maybe locked ourselves out of our car at some point in time, and that presents a little bit of a challenge, if not an annoyance. How do you get into that car? Well, you have a spare key. A spare key allows you to unlock that lock and continue on with the business of your day. The power of attorney is exactly that. It allows you to create a spare key so that somebody else can unlock those locks. Now, closely related to the power of attorney is this healthcare surrogate co-pilot that we were discussing. The healthcare surrogate is somebody that talks to your doctor on your behalf, somebody that speaks and deals with your medical care. Now, the way we do it in our office is we break these two things up into a healthcare side and a legal or financial side. The healthcare side is dealt with a healthcare surrogate designation. I combine that with a living will. These two things appoint somebody to be your co-pilot, who's going to fly your medical airplane, who's going to talk to your physicians on your behalf, and it also provides them a roadmap through your living will as to what kinds of decisions you want to have made from a medical standpoint, including the ultimate decision, the matter of life or death, in the event that you are in a terminal situation. Do you or do you not want certain procedures done? Very important that we have that in place. That's a topic that we don't like to guess about. You've probably heard of the many cases out there where we did not have a healthcare surrogate or a living will. There was no expression of that person's desire, and a lot of times it ends up in court dealing with some very charged and emotional family issues. So what I'd like you to do is two things from today. In your best interest, go out. Make sure you have a good power of attorney in place. If you don't have one, I strongly encourage you to do that. And second, make sure you have a good healthcare surrogate in place as well, so that your physician and family knows what your decisions are, so that you have a co-pilot and you have a roadmap for us to follow. I'm Sean Scott, helping you in your best interest.